What's up, hustlers? I'm Chris Morgan with bloghustlers.com. Welcome back to my channel, the channel where it's all about helping you build your blog, create awesome content, and helping others grow. Now, in today's video, I want to share with you a simple step-by-step process of setting up Google Analytics when it comes to tracking your data when people read each and every one of your blog posts. Now, if you subscribe to my channel or enjoy watching, I have a funny feeling that you're an authority blogger ready to dominate your niche. But one problem I continue to see a lot of bloggers write content and never get traffic to those blog posts simply because they fail to analyze the data when someone visits their website. That's why if you want to be more effective as a blogger when it comes to creating high quality content that your visitors want from you, then keep on watching. Now, in this day and age, a blogging business is just like trying to climb the tallest mountain. There's a lot of planning that goes into it, but running a blogging business without analytics is just as useful as the content that no one cares about. Okay, let me start by explaining the importance of why you should have Google Analytics for your blog. Even though most of you that are watching already have a blog and understand the importance of it, this is for those that are just starting out. Now, Google Analytics gives you analytical data to see how people are finding your website. I mean, seriously, let's look at the numbers. There are over 1 billion websites online right now, and that number is rapidly growing every day. Now, each of these websites is screaming at you for your attention. Now, for your website to perform and do the job that you need it to do, people have to find your website, right? Now, next, building relationships are important in the blogging industry, but there are over 7.7 billion people in the world right now, and there is absolutely no way that you'll know everyone that visits your website. Now, when having Google Analytics, you can track what people do when they visit your website. Now, getting people to visit your website is the biggest hurdle for any new blogger, but ensuring that that visitor comes back is just as important. Now, with Google Analytics, you gain data on who's visiting your website and how. Although your website doesn't need to reach everyone, there are certain people that are valuable to you in your blogging business. Now, Google provides you with information on people that are visiting your website, such as general interests, demographics, meaning their age, gender, or sometimes even their geological location. Not to mention, it gives you a list of pages and posts that are most popular on your website and how much traffic reaches those pages with more in-depth numbers and stats. So now that you understand the importance of why you should have Google Analytics, here's what you're going to learn in this video. First, the process that you'll need to take to set up Google Analytics. Second, the exact plugins that I use to add Google Analytics tracking code. And third, configuring Google Analytics and setting up your data filters to track traffic coming from all of your social media networks. So with that being said, let's get hustling. Now, before getting started, there are a couple things that you're going to need. You're going to need an active running Google account and an active domain name and the website. Now, if you want to see how to pick the perfect domain name for your blogging business, you can check that video out here. So now I'm going to share my screen with you and let's take a deep dive in Google Analytics and setting it up the right way. All right, so the first thing you want to do is come over to Google Analytics. Now, if you can't find it, what you do is type in the search of google.com and then type it in that way. All right, so the first thing to starting up your Google Analytics account is you need an active running Google account. Now, this is one of my test accounts that I'm logged into. I already set this up on my website, so I'm going to show you guys the process of how to set it up. Now, go over to Google Analytics. So the way you find it is just come in and just type in Google Analytics. Come over to the website and click on Google Analytics. It'll be the first one in this first result, and you'll come to a website like this. So just click on the button, start for free. And once you do that, it'll actually take you over to a website that looks like this. Excuse me, it'll take you to this part that looks like this, and then you click on start measuring, and then it'll take you to the screen. Now, the way this works, it actually wants you to type in an account name. Now, your account name can only contain more than one tracking ID. So now your account name can be anything as far as like your business. So that's basically what I would call it. I just call it Blog Hustlers. And then you come down and you click on leave all these checked, and then you click on next. And then it's going to ask you, what do you want to measure?
Okay, so if you want to measure your website, or if you want to measure apps or web. Now, I only recommend you measuring your website simply because if you're an app developer or a web developer, then it'll make sense to click on either one of these. But if you're not doing any of that, I just recommend that you click on web and then continue to next. Now, this is the step where you want to actually start to connect your website to it. So, this is where you'll put in the name of your website, or in my case, I'll just type it in, space it out, and then you could type in now. Now, this is real important because in the last video, well, this part is real important because in another video with Google Search Console, you have to set up your SSL certificate, and it tracks it two different ways. So if you set up your SSL certificate, I would recommend that you click on HTTPS. Okay, so then you just type it in, blogclusters.com, and you select your industry. Now, when you selecting your industry, this is real broad. Now, it really, in a way, it kind of matters, but for some strange reason, Google configures all of this, and they know exactly how to find you. So go broad when you selecting your industry, which you really don't have a choice. Go broad and try to get as close to your niche as you can. So in my case, I run my blog is to teach you how to be more efficient and better at your blog, helping you to build your blogging business. So what I will put is jobs and education, and then configure to your time zone. So we'll go type in Central. Oh, it's not popping up that way. So let me scroll it down. See, Chicago time is Central time, and then you just click on create. Now I already did this part, so now this part I won't continue this because I already done this, and so I'm gonna pause the video real quick, and I'm gonna jump over to my Google Analytics account so we can actually finish this process. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Now, you should come to a screen like this. All right. So, excuse me. You wouldn't come to a screen like this. You'll come to a screen like this. Now, the way you get to it. Now, if you don't come to this screen, the way you get to it is you come all the way down to this gear icon where it says admin, and to find your Google Analytics tracking code. Now, to find your Google Analytics tracking code, you go over to properties or to property, and you click on info and tracking code. So then Google will actually populate everything up, all your code, all of that, and you just use it. You copy it. Now I actually have my block because I don't want no one grabbing all my stuff, and it's really important. And to test everything out, just you click on this and send test traffic, but don't click this until after you set up everything on your website. So that's it for the first part. So let's transition back over to the video. And so, all right, guys. So now in this step, it's really simple. Now all you want to do is grab that same tracking code that we did in the previous little video. You want to grab that tracking code. So come up and copy that. You right click and copy. Now come over to your website, and now depending on which theme you guys are using. Now me personally, I created my own theme, but for you guys that's using a page builder, it may be totally different. For you guys that's using Elementor, Elementor actually has. Let's do a search real quick so I can actually show you guys, because I don't want you guys to do anything wrong and screw it up. So the way you do this, you go over to plugins and then you click on add new. So there are a lot of page builders like Thrive Things, for instance, and you have Elementor. Some websites may have Divi. So it actually depends on which um on which page builder you guys are using. So for instance, let's type in Elementor analytics. See if that'll come up. And all right, so right here, this is one right here. And if you click on it, so if you click on it, it starts. Some of them will show you screenshots of how everything look, but this one allows you to pop in your tracking code. So track events and conversions with Google Analytics or your JTAG. So also another plugin that you guys can use if you're not comfortable with adding in your information in with your page builder, I would just type in analytics. You can type in analytics that way, and which I highly recommend this way. Where is it? Right here. Sitekit by Google. Now I actually have this installed. Now it's two ways that you can do this. Now you actually can hard code this in to your WordPress theme, which if you guys don't clearly know anything about HTML code, CSS, or PHP, I would totally be against it. Okay, because you don't want to break your site. So an easier way of doing this is download this. It's called Sitekit by Google, and then you come over to this G icon, and you click on it. Now, when you click on it, it will actually bring you. You have to connect everything. So you have to connect. Where is it? All right. So you have to connect. You can connect Google Search Console, AdSense, Analytics, and a lot of other stuff like Google Tag Manager, Google Optimize. So you'll come over and click on Analytics, and you'll put in everything. Now I already added this in, so it's real easy. So once you click on it, it's gonna take you through the process, and you grab all that information, you pop that right in, and then it's set. So with Google Sitekit, it's real simple. You come over and you come to dashboard real quick, and you'll be able to see everything from when you started. You can see how many visitors, your impressions, everything. So for you guys that are probably wondering, okay, he don't have any clicks, he don't have any impressions, and it's for a reason. I want to build my blog with you guys. One thing I'm sick and tired of seeing these gurus, so to speak, telling you that, oh, this is easy. All I had to do with this one trick, and I had millions of people coming to visit my site, and that is not true, because they already had that built. So I want to show you guys that the strategies that I'm teaching you actually work when you put work in behind it. So that's my little rant. So let's keep moving forward. All right. So here, if you click on Search Console, every blog post that you put in, it will track the clicks, it will track the impressions, it will track the click-through rate and your position. So that's what you're seeing right here. So actually, you can take a deep dive in it, but it will take you over to Google Search Console. All right, so if you go back to dashboard, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, it will show you your site speed. Now, guys, there are a couple things I need to do. So I need to tweak this a little bit to get this bumped up in the 90s to where I build up my site speed. But as far as desktop goes, with the theme I created, it's really fast. So that pretty much on this part, that's how that works. So it's real easy. Make sure you download Google Sitekit. It is a lifesaver, and you'll be able to pop in everything all together, and it's real simple. So let's go over to settings real quick because I wanna cover that. All right. So with settings, you see everything that you can add into this, even Google Tag Manager. Now, what I recommend, if you guys are using Google Tag Manager, you have no reason to use Google Analytics, because Google Tag Manager, if I'm not mistaken, Google Tag Manager is everything all rolled into one. Okay, so that's why that's not connected. Okay, and you can find more services, but I don't need any more. And you can come over to your admin settings and all of that. So for you guys that's following along with this, take time out, set up everything, and it's real simple. Now, after you have installed Google Analytics, I recommend that you download Tag Assist by Google. So once you do this, it's real simple. Let me come over here. Let's type this in. I'm gonna type in my domain name. The way this works is this little icon right here. So you click on that icon, click enable. Now it's been activated. So the only way you'll see it is if you refresh the page. So by you refreshing the page, if this turns green, if it's green, that means it's good. If it's red, it means it's some things that you may have to work on. But if you don't see it, it may be something wrong. Okay, so, but I won't get into that. I'll fix this off screen. So let's transition back over to the video and let's finish this thing out.
Now, if you're finding this content helpful, let me know in the comments by commenting #hustle. Now, if you want to see the full process of how to start a WordPress website in just 20 minutes, you can check that video out here. One thing I want to mention, setting up Google Analytics when writing your blog post can help you to determine how your blog posts are performing. Now, Google Search Console tracks the impressions, metrics of how your blog post is performing overall. If you wanted to see how to set that up, also, you can check that video out here. Okay, now that you fully set up your WordPress website, now in this step, we're going to configure the settings for Google Analytics. And in this step, it's very important because there are no do-overs when doing this. So it's important to get this right the first time. No pressure, right? So let's head back over to Google Analytics to configure the settings for your blog.
All right, guys, now that you fully set up your Google Analytics tracking code for your WordPress website, now in this step, now it's time to track all of the traffic that you guys will have coming from social media, whether it may be Instagram or whether it may be Twitter or Facebook or even LinkedIn. So now in this step, what you want to do is go over down to admin to get an overall view of everything. So now straight out the box, Google Analytics will have it tag you won't see this unless you're actually looking at mine. Now, straight out the box, Google Analytics will have all website data. Now, if you're gonna make changes to any of this and like try to set filters and all this, now I recommend to add a new view. Reason being because if you try to copy a new view and you setting all and you doing different things with it, chances are you might screw something up. Or I mean, if you're hiring somebody to manage your analytics, you don't want to mess with this unless you know exactly what you're doing. So to do this, we don't want to mess with all website data. You want to create a new view, click on website, and name your view. Okay, so you want to name it overall master or overall master view. So you can tell that I actually done this a couple times. So from here, you want to go to your time zone, which if you guys are in Pacific, choose Pacific. If you guys are in Eastern, choose Eastern. I'm in Central. So you choose your time zone and click on create view. Now, Google Analytics gives you up to a maximum of 25, as you can see right here. So I'm going to click cancel because I already done this. So as you guys can see, I actually have 3 of them. All right, so in another video, we're actually going to be covering this, and I'm going to show you guys how to track all of your subscribers that's subscribing to your email list only using Google Analytics. So you actually will track, you'll be able to track how many visitors are reaching your website. So be looking out for that video because that's on my content calendar, and I can't wait to show you guys that. All right, so moving forward, so now you want to click on home. Now the way we're gonna do this, you want to go to acquisition, all traffic, and referrals. Now in this step, I mean, it's super simple. Now it may look confusing to a lot of you because you probably haven't been in here, and granted, it will be a little overwhelming. All right, so real simple, click on add segment, and from here you want to go to click on new segment. Click add segment, new segment. All right, so you want to name your segment. So the first thing we'll be tracking is Facebook. Okay, Facebook. All right, so you want to come to this side and click on conditions. Now from here you want to track now these are your filters that you setting, so you can choose it by sessions or users. I recommend that you leave it at sessions and only include, okay, because this is going to be real important. So add content. So but from here we don't want to do add content, we want to do source. All right, so let's find source. Okay, where is it? All right, there we go. So if you can't find it, just type it in up here. So we're going to click on source and type in facebook.com. Now Facebook has a mobile side as well. So click on or, and you want to type in m.facebook.com. Now from that, we're going to click save. So now you're actually tracking the desktop version and the mobile version. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna do a whole nother one. All right, so click on new segment, and we're gonna name this one Twitter. All right, and click on conditions. Now Twitter has a unique link, a URL shortener, and it's t.co. So same thing, we're going to type in source, click that, and then t.co. All right, t.co, and we're going to click save. So now we're actually tracking Twitter and Facebook. So let's take things a step further. We're going to let's track Instagram. All right, so same thing, Instagram. Now it's real important that you have everything, the name of them all lowercase. All right, so from there, go to conditions and type in source Instagram.com. All right, and click save. So now we actually tracking all 3. All right, so users, and look at it. Every time you put one in, the color of it changes. So right now I'm not getting any traffic because I just put these in here. All right, and you got to give this time, because at the moment that you put this in, Google Analytics is gonna be firing right then and there. All right, letting you know where your traffic is coming from. So let's add in Pinterest. So same thing, new segment. And we're gonna call this Pinterest conditions source. Pinterest.com. All right, and save. So now I'm tracking all of my social media channels. Now, granted, I have LinkedIn and I can track that as well. And I will be adding that. So make sure you put in all your social media channels that, or all of your social media networks that you are affiliated with, so you will know where your traffic is coming from. So that's it for this part of the tutorial. So let's transition back over to the video.
So now that you have everything set up, you're probably asking yourself, okay, now what? Now, I strongly believe in tracking each and every piece of content that you create. It all starts with having a solid plan for your blogging business, and you know the saying, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. So if you're interested in building your blog, increasing your traffic, and growing an engaged audience, and want new blogging strategies to take your blogging business to the next level, consider subscribing to the channel and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with my latest videos I upload every Tuesday and Thursday to serve your blogging business better. Because in the next video, I'll show you my exact steps how I find 3 months worth of blog post topics in no time. Make sure you hit the notification bell, because if you're a blogger, you don't want to miss out on this, because we're always looking for new content ideas, right? As always, guys, I appreciate you. Keep making awesome content, keep hustling, and I'll see you in the next one.